The last video I uploaded was the best team video for LR Super Saiyan, AGL Goku, and Vegeta, so if you need it, it is there for you. But for this video specifically, we're focusing on physical LR Metal Cooler. Now, it's actually a lot easier to build a team around this guy because of his leader skill, straight up 200% to Wicked Bloodline. And he is the kind of unit that you need on both rotations, you know, your own Metal Cooler and the friend Metal Cooler, because of the insane healing he's giving your team, because of the ability to nullify super attacks, because of the ability to revive. If you don't have him on every single rotation, I feel like you're kind of, maybe not misplaying, but you're not utilizing this Metal Cooler to his maximum ability. He needs to be on every single rotation, so he needs to be your leader, and he needs to, your friend Metal Cooler also needs to be on rotation, again, to maximize that team. And because of that, again, he needs to be your leader. So in terms of that, we only have Wicked Bloodline to really work with here. The first main rotation, I would say, is actually going to be LR Metal Cooler and LR STR Full Power Cooler. Our final form cooler, if you know, I get it's same difference. Anyways, this rotation works wonderfully. Thirst for Conquest, strongest clan in space, and big bad bosses, giving key and a lot of attack and defense. If you don't have LRST or cooler, I can definitely understand that. Wicked Bloodline offers some decent options, which I'll get to in a second. But I feel like these two are going to work amazing together. So if you have them, please run them together. And another main rotation is going to be LR Full Power Frieza. Again, big bad bosses, strongest clan in space, nightmare, fierce battle, legendary power. All the really, I mean, I guess Thirst for Conquest isn't necessarily being shared right now, but these two are still going to work very well together. Full Power Frieza is going to be decimating the enemy, stacking up his defense with his 12 key. Metal Cooler, I mean, the revive nullification, this is like one ultimate rotation right next to another ultimate rotation, if you will. Now, these two, I would say, again, are the main rotations you want to run, which means that the floating units you're probably going to want to bring, there's a few options that you can bring, right? One of them is this Int Final Form Frieza. If you're facing a Goku's family category enemy, then this guy will be giving all allies 2 key and 20% to attack and defense. So imagine supporting, again, these rotations that don't need it. He's going to be guarding, and then damage reduction upon his guard, and 100% attack and defense. Like, this guy, he doesn't seem like too OP. I know he's free to play, but guarding with 50% damage reduction, it's very, very, very powerful, and is very good for a slot 3 unit. You want to make sure your slot 3 unit has some type of defense, and I'm personally comfortable with 100% defense, supporting with next gen maybe 20% defense, guarding, and 50% damage reduction. He's very good. Another option you can possibly run is this free-to-play cooler. Now, I like this guy a lot, not only because of his heal here, not his heal, sorry, his support ability here, but also because he does stack defense. And again, you want to have good, strong defensive units in that third slot, not ones that only, you know, can support, but are giving you good, solid defensive capability, so that you don't end up dying, because these rotations are very strong. You don't want to obliterate the enemy with these, you know, main rotations and then end up dying in the third slot because your last unit can't really handle any attack. So keep that in mind. Again, these aren't the craziest, strongest defensive units, but these are definitely options you can run, and that can definitely work. Another option here is going to be this Tech Golden Frieza. He's not supporting in the traditional sense, but the fact that he reduces damage received by 80% when your HP is 50% or more, which is very easy, by the way, because of all the healing you're doing with both Metal Cooler rotations. If you can get that done, then you're literally not going to take damage in that last slot. We all know how tanky this man right here is. Another option is going to be LR Metal Cooler. Now, keep in mind that this guy's EZ8 only exists on JP. It'll, you know, drop on global at some point. So for global players specifically, you can't really, I mean, these are the really the only options global players have right now in terms of, I guess, the best options. But if you're a JP or want to improve this team in the future, this unit can definitely, I think, get the job done. Raising defense, sorry, yeah, I mean, they raise attack too, but raising defense on both 12 and 18 key is very good for a slot 3 unit. They also, on their 18 key, raises allies attack by 30% for 2 turns. So it's going to bleed into the next turn, increasing the power of both of these rotations right here, which of course is very, very good. Another great thing about this unit is that they are also recovering 8% HP. Another great thing is that when you have this unit on rotation with Metal Cooler is automatically, what is it, recovering an extra, what, 5% HP? So it's like you, just by this unit existing on the team or on the rotation, Metal Cooler's healing more, plus this healing, plus all the healing Metal Cooler's already doing. So again, it's just a very tough team to kill. And if that wasn't enough, we have another unit here who's getting more stats the higher HP is. And generally, I don't like that ability, but again, all of the healing going on was going to ensure that this unit is going to be, unless you're fighting like a really difficult enemy, going to basically ensure that you're going to be good, you know, in that third slot with all the HP that you technically should have. Again, it just depends on RNG if you get hit with a really bad super attack or placement, whatever the case may be. And then also keep in mind that they're supporting 3 key and 30% to defense. So they're giving the HP, this is so much synergy right now with this. Again, it's not the craziest, strongest unit of all time, but the synergy of Metal Cooler on the, actually, hold on, wait a minute, because Metal Cooler attacking in the same turn. So I would say this counts, right? Because I know it's not Metal Cooler, it's Metal Cooler Army, but I would assume that this technically counts, right? I would definitely assume so. I definitely think it works. So you can definitely run this unit. And then last but not least, another option for JP that'll eventually come to global is the Easy A for King Cole. This guy isn't the greatest of all time, but if you give him full additionals and he greatly raises defense twice, that could have his defense looking kind of solid, you know. It just depends. This unit has a lot of hoops you have to jump through, right? As long as your HP is 50% or more, you'll be getting extra defense and supporting, you know, Wicked Bloodline allies, which makes a lot of sense because every unit here is part of the Wicked Bloodline category. But you need to have a freeze. Let me see. Yeah, you need to have a Frieza on every single turn to get an extra 100% defense, which you don't technically have with this build because you have one rotation of Metal Cooler and Full Power Frieza and another with both coolers. So technically, you really couldn't get that to work every single time if this unit ends up being on the double cooler rotation, which definitely makes a lot of sense, right? And yeah, so fighting specific enemy, it's just, this unit is cool. They're strong, but it's nothing, just another, it's whatever. I would say these 4 are definitely your best bets for floaters and supporting units to make these 2 rotations look very, very strong. Now, again, if you don't have LRS TR Cooler, I can understand that. I would not expect every single player to have him. The only issue is that with a category like Wicked Bloodline, the great thing is that it's just a flat 200% buff, which means you don't have to jump through a lot of hoops with different categories and extra 30% and whatnot. The only downside with this category is that the options are fairly limited. Like, you could, I guess, go ahead and run. Let's see here. Like, maybe this Tech Frieza, right? They do share 4 links. But just because they share 4 links doesn't really mean much, you know? STR Cooler is probably going to get clobbered in here. Garlic Jr. doesn't work. He's support, but he doesn't work because he's not Wicked Bloodline, right? I wouldn't recommend running any of these other AGM Metal Coolers. I guess technically you could run these 2 as a rotation instead. But I mean, like, I don't really know. Because Frieza here is a unit, just from what I understand, that really wants to be either in the first or in the third slot. Right, so 3 key, an extra 50% defense as a first or third attacker in a turn. And this is a unit that I mean, I would say Metal Cooler is a slot 1 unit in the sense of he's going to be the one that if you're low on HP, you have to put him in there to get to try and get the revive off, right? You don't want this STR Frieza getting you killed because Metal Cooler does not revive if anyone dies. He revives if he dies. So he has to be in the front lines taking all the attacks in case he ends up getting clapped. So Frieza here, he's a decent option, but if you need him to be strong defensively, he needs to be either like in the first or third slot. So maybe he could be a decent third slot option as well. Technically, he's getting 50% defense here, 50% defense there, and then 50% defense on his super attack. So if he gets, you know, low key, if he gets like, let me see here. Yeah, if he gets 2 super attacks, 2 12 keys off, his defense could be looking pretty decent. Because I mean, with, yeah, big bad bosses and stuff, he's not going to be lacking on defense. It's just, again, second slot unit, I don't think it would really work that great. So your options here are definitely fairly limited. I guess another option too, now that I think about it, where is this, how would I pull him up here? Maybe I can pull him up here instead. I want to go to Wicked Bloodline. And then maybe, I'm just considering this right now, the easy A for this guy right here. Let me take a look at him again. Hold on. So, raise the defense is good. 150%. Super attack. Performed. Yeah. Again, this unit is also cool. The links are going to share is also good with, you know, cooler. I just don't know. Like, is he going to be replacing the power, right, of STR cooler? Definitely not. But if you don't have any other option, I think he can definitely work, right? Once he's fully built up with his links at being max, like, he's going to be peaking, what, 200, 300k defense? I would assume. I mean, assuming, like, you know, you got a few dupes in him or something, or you're performing additionals and whatnot. Because you could theoretically perform, or, yeah, do 3 super attacks with this unit. If you give him all additional, and you get this off right here, so it's 150% defense, an extra 50% to defense there, and then raising your defense up to maybe 3 times. I think this unit could be, like, definitely peaking 300k with his links active, fully built up on the rotation with Metal Cooler. So keep that in mind. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Good luck when it comes to running your Metal Coolers. Anything you disagree with or anything that you think I should have mentioned, let me know in the comment section below. I will see you in the next one. Take care and peace.